Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and today on this really nice Friday, at least where I am, we are going to be featuring the Tier 9 Premium US Cruiser, the Alaska. And I was actually kind of surprised I hadn't covered this cruiser yet. I was looking through some old videos, trying to see, okay, where have I covered so far, what have I not covered so far, looking at the playlist that we have for this. And I realized I have not yet covered Alaska. So, we're going to talk about the Alaska. You're going to be able to see several strengths to Alaska in this ranked battle on Northern Waters in domination mode. I'm going to go ahead and read the pros and cons of this ship, provided by Little White Mouse. Pros: large hit pool of 60,800 HP, solid armor with layout with good citadel protection and some HE immunity, armed with 9 enormous for a cruiser, 305mm guns with solid alpha strike, improved auto ricochet angles on her AP shells, strong anti-aircraft firepower especially at medium ranges. Cons: takes increased fire damage like a battleship, low sustained HE damage, only modest muzzle velocity and energy retention over distance, sluggish handling for a cruiser, large surface detection range of 15.5 kilometers or 15.5 kilometers before you take anything like concealment expert, things of that nature. Now, Little White Mouse argues the skill floor of the Alaska is challenging. Some would say casual, but she notes it as challenging, and the skill ceiling she states is high. Now, Alaska is a really solid performing cruiser, in my opinion. You can see as I'm moving up here, I'm going to try to use the corner of this island. I'm already slowing down, so it's not like all of a sudden there's a big battleship out there and cruisers firing at me, and I stopped too late. I'm just kind of easing into this position. But yeah, Alaska is just a very solid ship. So you can see with the consumable layout, we have the repair party, damage control party, of course, hydroacoustic search and surveillance radar. And I have the longer duration surveillance radar, I believe, on slot 2. So tomorrow, as you know, if I'm featuring the ship on a Friday, tomorrow we will look at I'll do an upgrade and commander build video of the Alaska, showing you what I have, what I would recommend, and possibly explore some alternate options. So we have been radared, and it is this Buffalo, being a bit brave, just charging out in the open. Let's see, what is the ships with me? I got Georgia with me, and it looks like an Azuma, far off in the distance, coming up behind. But this Buffalo, he's kind of being a little bit bold, and now here's the Georgia sitting in shells. But when you're aggressive like a cruiser like that, I mean, you really need to be hugging the island. Instead, he just kind of like charged out in the open. And so I've loaded the armor piercing, seeing how he's kind of coming in. Not a lot of damage. And now we have the Pomeran. Now, in this situation, basically I'm going to just stay bow on, kind of angled towards the Pomeran. Because when you lose the fight with Pomeran, cruiser battleship, is when you allow the Pomeran to close in the distance on you. So we had double fire, so I'm going to go ahead and DCP that. I'm going to go ahead and get the heal going, since we took a good chunk of fire damage. And the secondaries, of course, are firing on me from the Pomeran. But my goal is to I'm going to focus on the Pomeran. We've reversed. I'm kind of keeping a note. You can see that I'm looking over to my left to port, seeing what's going on over in distance, because I don't want to get shot. So I'm just conscious of what angle I'm presenting to the enemy over at Charlie Cap. So we have the armor piercing loaded because of these improved penetration angles. I'm kind of 7,000, pretty good. I'm focusing up on the higher belt of the Pomeran. Now the Pomeran, to get all of his guns on target, he has to show a good amount of side, which you can see that he's got all 4 turrets facing us. And I have this angle going here. I could give a little bit more, but we don't actually take a lot there. So the Buffalo looks like he's disengaged. The Neptune looks like he's also disengaged because we're probably just too far for him. Or you can see he's firing some AP. But effectively, this Pomeranian, he's just overextended himself. I'm a brawling battleship. I'm just going to charge in, yada, yada, yada. And this Pomeranian's just kind of screwed himself. So we're staying at the distance. The Pomeranian torpedoes are like 6 kilometers. So we have to be mindful of that as well. So far we've done pretty well. We're already over 900,000 potential damage just for dealing with this Pomeranian alone. And you can see the Neptune's trying to throw some AP at us from a distance. So actually go into acceleration here. Just because the Pomeranian's about to die and I want to get moved up on ACAP. Gets one salvo off. He does incapacitate turret. And go ahead and get the next heal going. And there's no need to use the DCP, even though we've lost one of the turrets. Now these turrets, they're 305mm turrets. It's pretty big turrets for a cruiser. Now there's no carrier in this battle because it's a tier 9 ranked battle. So you're not going to be able to see the AA, but I would say it's decent. It's pretty effective. I mean, there's definitely cruisers out there with worse AA, and I'd say Alaska is more towards the top performance range, especially as Little White Mouse noted, her medium anti-aircraft damage output is really good. So again, I'm moving up towards the Corners Island. Ideally with Alaska, you want to be able to use islands in moving up in your position. You can see I'm located. It's the RPF towards the center upper right of the screen. And I'm stalling here because I'm actually waiting for my Azuma in Georgia to catch back up. They kind of just ran and kited away. That's why we took on most of the damage from the Pomeranian. You can see we're 1.3 million potential damage, almost 1.4 million. So pretty impressive. Now I am, like I said, RPF'd. I'm pretty sure it's the Neptune who has the RPF skill. Basically, it's radio position frequency, so it'll tell him generally what direction is the nearest enemy ship is to the Neptune. So I'm going to pop my hydroacoustic search because I don't want to eat any RPF torps. I go ahead and pop the next heal. That was another reason why I was waiting for my allies to catch up, is to just heal back more damage before throwing myself back into the fray. Now I am detected. I think it's like I have a 12.2 kilometer concealment build with this Alaska. But then there's the Neptune. So I know it had to be the Neptune. I was trying to keep an eye out to the left. But watch this. One turret does 19,000 damage. So that's that solid high alpha strike potential that the Alaska has. And of course, oof, another hit. We know that the Neptune is rather squishy, like the Minotaur, like the Edinburgh. So with our radar going, we're going to just keep landing shots here. I did turn in towards the Neptune and hit the brakes because I was expecting torpedoes, and there's all the torpedoes. We're going to avoid them all successfully. But the best way when you take on a Neptune or a Minotaur is because of their fast reloading AP, you want to stay battling on them. Now I know I can finish him off here, so I give the side and I get a devastating strike. I mean, that was the bug. I don't know if actually Wargames even fixed it. This was probably during a patch 10.5, maybe 10.6. But yeah, when you take on a Neptune and Minotaur, you want to keep a bow angled in towards them, because basically they're forced to try to focus if they're good and they're aware, their shots on the superstructure. And my superstructure, you can see, it's taken a lot of damage already between the fires and whatnot. We're up to 1.7 million potential damage now, 134,000 damage. And we're about to take this cap. Our team has done well on the Bravo flank. And we're going to circle around here. The Azuma player on my team is coming up behind the Buffalo, which is fantastic to be able to take on the Buffalo like this. And of course his guns are focused the other way, which I just go for a superstructure shot because that's going to kill him. And now it's just so you get 2 battleships left on the enemy team. Jean Bart and can't quite tell what the other one is. In Iowa. So yeah, now it's just kind of speeding over and helping our friends out. Now you can see I've burned all of my heals now. I mean, Alaska's tanky when you position her well. Also, when you are using the islands, you know, when I was taking on the Pomeran, or not the Pomeran, the Neptune, I slowed down. I made sure to keep the island between me and the Buffalo. So anytime you can isolate one-on-ones, I mean, you even saw that with the Pomeran for the most part. That was mostly, maybe it was a 3-on-1 on his part. Outside those couple shots Neptune fired at us at the end. But this Iowa is about to go down, and then we're going to look at the post-battle results and see how we landed all said and done. Taking him a bit to kill him. There he goes. And onward to the post-battle results to see how we ranked. Rank 2 in this battle. And so we ended with 615,000 credits, 10,400 experience. It's probably first battle of the day in Alaska. 628 free XP, MS debugged, dev strike, 134,000 damage with 2 kills, 3 set on fires, 6 citadels, some defended ribbons, a solo cap, and a couple spotted ribbons to go along with it. Then on to team score, we're going to be topping the team with what appears to be 2,386 as I look more closely at the screen with the 2 kills. So really good damage numbers. The defended ribbons, the solo cap, those 2 definitely help with elevating your base experience, which we did here at the cap. So we took out the Neptune pretty much for all the health he had. The Buffalo, 19,000. The Pomeran, 55,000 damage. So we actually did more damage to the Pomeran than the Pomeran did to us in that engagement. Along with that 1.7 million potential damage. This is what it looks like with a premium account versus without premium account, if you are curious to know. So as I said, tomorrow I will be doing a upgrade and commander build video of the Alaska. We'll talk about the ship more in depth. We'll kind of look at some of the armor layout, talk about the strengths of the Alaska, some of the cons, which Little White Mouse covered, as I shared towards the beginning of this video. And we'll look at details of the ship as well, with her main battery, her AA, secondary defense, concealment. We'll discuss that a little bit, fire setting chance. So we'll try to cover all those things in tomorrow's video. I do want to say, if you are a recently new subscriber, thanks, really appreciate it. We actually took a pretty big jump on the channel from Monday's video to today. Last Friday, I think we had just broken 300 subscribers, and today, as we record, I believe we're at 360 subscribers. So if you are new to the channel on board, welcome you. I hope you enjoy the content here, with mostly trying to do videos that help players, whether you are new or a seasoned veteran in the game. So if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more, and if you haven't subscribed, thanks. I really appreciate it. Always feel free to leave comments as I try to interact with you guys here on the YouTube channel or in the Discord channel. Invite link in the description below. So enjoy your Friday. Until next time, take care.